Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming. My name is Steve. This is my wife Teri. We're from Thrive, obviously, because we've got these blue shirts on. I hate matching, by the way, but we're matching. We all match. But thank you guys so much for coming. This is amazing. We just are really thankful that we have friends and organizations that have come alongside of us and help us. Before we start, though, I do need to recognize one group. CCV Church, they funded this entire thing today. So thank you guys so much for all the help. They're providing the music, they've got the videographer, all of this stuff, so we're very grateful for them. I want to take a quick minute and just introduce our staff and introduce our partners. Just so you know what we're going to do is we're going to talk for about 10 or 15 minutes. We have a couple of testimonies, and we're going to show a video, and then we're going to go out into the street, and we're going to sing a song, and we're going to say a prayer dedication, then we're going to cut the ribbon. And then you guys are free to wander this beautiful 26-acre campus. There's blue balloons out in front of where the different locations are, so kind of if you get a little lost, not sure where to go in, find one of those blue balloons and go in. But please experience everything. This is a little overwhelming for us, what God has done, and to be able to use this property. And so please go to the girls' apartments down here, the boys' dorms up there. Just take your time and kind of check it out. We've got some food for you in the kitchen, in the dining hall. So feel free to run by there and grab some food too. But yes, if you need a golf cart ride, we do have guys that are so eager to drive those golf carts. I can't guarantee your safety on them, but they're eager to take you down because it is kind of a walk out down to the girls' apartments. So I want to introduce our Thrive staff first of all. So when I call your name, if you would just stand up for a second. Julie Beard, she is our client specialist. Lauren Russell, she's right there. She's our aged out manager. Barbara, she is our amazing volunteer coordinator. If you guys ever want to come and volunteer, she's the one. She will help you with that. Luke is standing at the back there. He's our office manager. Straight from GCU. Is actually studying his master's degree in counseling, right? So he just joined us. We're happy to have him. We have got our warehouse team, our operations manager, Fernando. Our lead donation driver, Manny. Then the rest of our team, we've got Einer from Nicaragua. He doesn't speak very good English, so don't try to talk to him. Victor. And David? Where's David? Oh, David's probably out guiding people. Vincent is the same way. He's out there too. And then if you didn't know, we have a thrift store that also helps us do what we do, which is it's vital to what we do. Actually, it's great income for us. So Esteban is our store manager. Susie, she is one of our associates. Brenda wasn't able to be here today, and then Robert is right there. Robert does all the heavy lifting, all the stuff that comes in, he has to schlep it around for us. So. And then we want to introduce our partnering agencies. First off, I want to thank, on behalf of Teri and I, this organization, C3. They're the ones that manage and operate this entire property. They reached out to us through a mutual friend, and that's how this all came about. So thank you guys for the invitation to come out here. Fred Fall, if you'll stand up. You can see through. Then we have some amazing partners that are going to be out here. One of our goals is for this to be an aged out resource center where an aged out adult can come here and receive all of the services that they need. And so we're bringing on partner agencies because we never want to reinvent the wheel. We just want to partner with people that do really well. So as a FAP, Nancy, if you're here, stand up. We've got Freedom Family Counseling. They're going to be our counselors that are going to be on site. That is so huge for our young adults to be able to have access to counseling. So Nancy and Rick Freegard and Michelle Vogel, if you'd stand up. And then Faith and Family Foster Care. We do have a foster care licensing agency that's going to be on campus. So Heidi, are you here?
Nick, oh, sorry,
that's Teri's fault. She wrote it down. Nikki.
Yes.
And then Redemption Church. Redemption Church meets here on campus. They've done a great job of coming alongside our aged out that live on campus here. So John Demeter is the lead pastor. So thank you, John, for that. Real quick, we just want to share a little bit about what God's been doing at Thrive. Over the past, since 2016, August 2016, Thrive started out of our house and a couple of metal containers and a truck and a driver, Fernando. And we just started going out and picking up people's stuff. That's what we were going to do, is pick it up and help families stay together. And since 2016, we have delivered over 3,000 brand new beds to kids here in the state of Arizona and Phoenix. So, we have been involved in 950 family preventions, which means that we've come alongside the Department of Child Safety. We're a partner of the Department of Child Safety, and we've kept 950 families from having their kids enter the foster care system. So it's pretty amazing. Okay. Teri likes to talk except on stage. She likes to talk every other time. 540 plus reunifications, so it's families that have been able to get their kids back out of the foster care system. Over 3,800 kids that we've been affected through what we do, so that's pretty amazing. The last thing is that we have done 1,350 pickups of donations, so you guys, we're so appreciative of all you do because we couldn't do what we do without those donations, so we're really grateful for that. So I'm done talking. I'm going to turn it over to Teri. We have a couple testimonies, right?
The reason why he talks is so we can stay on time. So I'm going to bring up Anthony. You guys might have seen him driving crazy through the parking lot on a golf cart. He's one of our young men who have actually graduated our Aged Out program and comes back to volunteer. So we're going to have him come up and share his testimony with you and how we met. Do you remember how we met?
I do.
How did we meet?
So I actually met Teri at the Thrive warehouse late September of 2019. I was actually homeless at the time. I was on crutches, had a rugby injury that I was dealing with at the time, and was very scruffy, even worse than I am now.
He needed a bath.
And so it took one interview, and I was at Thrive. Normally it's about 3 interviews. So it was just a great blessing to be able to come to Thrive and meet Teri and Steve. Throughout the night, you're probably going to hear me call her Mama Teri. She basically becomes a mother to anybody who comes to Thrive. So. Okay, well, my name is Anthony Harper. I'm a 21-year-old. I graduated the program about a year and a half ago. I currently live in Show Low. Did a ministry intern from October to March of this year. Graduated in March, and then I actually started the Fire Academy up in Show Low in January and just graduated last month. I will be shipping out next week for my first wildland fire. Great deal. So a little bit about myself. I spent 16 years in the foster care program. Bounced to about 30, 35 homes throughout those 16 years. Not all of them were the greatest. I was abused physically, mentally, emotionally, you name it. The foster care system, I hate to say it, is not the greatest. But thanks to Thrive, I'm here today. If it wasn't for Thrive 2 years ago, I probably would not be standing here. I was making some very, very unchristian-like decisions and just guiding myself down a path that was just out of God's hands. Coming into Thrive, I had the luxury of living in one of the houses that are actually by the Phoenix campus on Sweetwater. Stayed there for about 8 to 10 months, about there. Learned, money management, met with a counselor, got a job, not my first job. Got my job, started going to church, got baptized in October of 2019 at Dream City Church. I'd like to thank Perry and Steve for that one. Perry here is my spiritual father. He has guided me to grow closer with the Lord. So I owe him a big thanks for that. Coming into Thrive, it definitely changed my life. Got me into college. I just graduated my second associate's degree from Northland Pioneer. That would be my fire certification. And every so often I come back just to help out Thrive and speak at functions like this and just tell my testimony. So basically, to conclude, I'd like to give a couple of shout outs. I'd like to thank everybody for coming and sharing this amazing night with us. I'd like to thank Fernando and Lily for being a mentor to me. Teri and Steve for basically becoming my adopted parents. Again, Perry and Drew for all the spiritual guidance that they have given to me. And also the White Mountain campus. Pastor Big Al and Pastor Sid, they were the folks that I did my ministry intern under and have allowed me to grow closer with the Lord and allowed me to, help those in need. So, thank you for coming.
As you can see, it takes a village. Thank you, Anthony. Okay, the next one we're going to have Hannah. If you can have Hannah. Hannah came to us as, it's an interesting story. The call came in for Hannah, and Julie now takes our client calls, but she came in as a client. She was 22 years old. She had a 2, 3, and 4-year-old, and they were in the foster care system. As we take these calls in, our time with them, that first phone call, it's very important because we need to find out what it is that the Department of Child Safety is requiring them to either reunify with their kids or to prevent their children from being removed. So we ask a lot of questions. Those phone calls take sometimes 10 to 15 minutes per call. And so through my conversation with Hannah, we realized that Hannah not only had a reunification case, she was a client and her children were in foster care, but she had aged out of the system herself. And sometimes that happens. We actually hear that with some of our clients, that they've aged out of foster care and then they have children of their own and then their children are in foster care. So we want to break that cycle. Is Hannah coming? Oh, she's not coming? Okay, so this is her testimony. So she's 22. She has a 2, 3, and 4-year-old, 2 girls and a boy. She actually entered the foster care system herself because her mom ended up in a nursing home. So that's why she was removed from her home, to keep her safe and give her a place. So she was in a group home. Shortly after, she became pregnant with her first child and then had, the 2 others. She's been in our program now for probably 8 months. I think she's been in there 8 months. She lives in a home. She's able to maintain that. We did reunify her with all 3 kids. This is a huge praise. You can clap for that. All 3 of her babies are home with her. And her caseworker could not believe it. When I went to meet Hannah for the first time, after hearing her story and hearing about the kids, I went to the apartment complex she was living in, and it was not a safe area. This young lady was getting up in the morning, because her kids were in foster care at the time, and getting on a bicycle and riding at 4 o'clock in the morning to the local Walmart store where she would work from 6 to 2 every day. By herself, in the middle of the night, in the dark, so that she worked hard. She's good soil. She is a hard worker, and she worked really hard to get her kids back. And so with Thrive bringing her into our program, we were able to bring, as you heard Anthony, he gave a lot of shout outs. It takes a community. It takes a village to come alongside of these young adults. They've got a lot of hurt. They have a lot of, they come to us, most of them come without their vital documents, so it takes us about a month just to get their vital documents. But for Hannah, she's doing great. She's doing really good. You can tell the three youngest, her daughter was in the emergency room 2 hours before this, and she was ready to share her testimony. So if you see her, pray for her. But she's an incredible young woman, working really hard. She will be moving on to this property next month. So we just, that's what we do here. We love on them. And Anthony's right. They need a family. They need people that love them. Sometimes it takes them a little while to learn how to trust us, but they see that pretty quickly. We have an incredible team here at Thrive, and we could not do it when Steve introduced all of them. They put a lot of work, and they do a lot here. So we thank each and every one of you guys. This is why Steve only talks.
All right, so we have a brief video to show you. It's a drone video of this property, so it'll kind of give you an idea of what we're doing out here, and then we'll give you some instructions as we move along. So I'm going to ask you guys to do a couple of things. When you checked in, you should have received one of these cards. As you walk this property, I'd love for you to do two things. One, would you pray for us? Would you pray for each aged out young adult that's going to be here? In our warehouse, all of the families that are going to be touched by the stuff that is in there. And prayerfully consider, we've listed some of our needs on here. And so if you would prayerfully consider maybe helping us, you can, on the front, if you just scan the QR code, it'll take you right to our donation site, and you can make a donation. And we're not going to ask you any more today, but I would be remiss because I'm the earner, she's the spender in this relationship that we have here. So yeah, you do accept that. So just prayerfully consider that, okay? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a balloon arch that's right out here in the street. Okay, so as soon as we're done here, I would ask you guys to go straight to the street. We're going to do a quick song, a worship song. We're going to do a prayer dedication, and then we're going to cut the ribbon, and then you guys are free to go. Okay, just wander the campus. Please, before you leave, though, Teri and I are going to be up in the offices in the admin building. Please stop by and say hello. We'd love to just thank each one of you guys for coming. And that's where the desserts are too, so that's kind of an incentive to come up there. Yeah, absolutely. But so let's go ahead and go out to the street, and we'll meet you out there. Thank you.